Hello. This is Prophet Ambi Glow, and this is the second encouragement word I mentioned in the first. But I was kind of going back through my notes, and I realized that I said like some things that I wanted to say in this video. So I apologize if this is just kind of a repeat. However, I will say some different things, so I pray that you stay with me until the end. Uh, it's kind of embarrassing, but I don't want to re-record it because that'll be like the third time. So please bear with me, and I love you for listening. But like I say, this is another encouragement word. Um, I will talk about something else. I actually don't know if I said this in the first video, but I wanted to say don't just believe in God, believe God, okay? Don't just believe in God, but believe God. And there's a difference between believing in Jesus and following Jesus, okay? Because, you know, and people who believe in Jesus, they don't actually put his words into practice, okay? They just know he real and he do miracles. But they don't actually believe the words he say. They don't believe the promises of what Jesus has to give, right? And so this kind of came about this morning, actually. This is my Prince of Peace testimony. So when you just believe in Jesus and you don't actually believe his words, you're missing out on your abundant life. And it's like pouring raining right now. So blessings and overflow, okay? Blessings and overflow. But yeah, the Prince of Peace testimony, I just wanted to say. So I said this in the last video, but do not let them steal your peace. Don't let family, friends, cousins, whoever steal your peace, okay? Don't let them clone you either. Don't let them say, okay, well, I did this, so you do that. No, God has a calling over your life. You know God's calling. They don't need to know God's calling for you, okay? They have their own calling. Let them do however they do. But remember, if you are a chosen child of God, you definitely not supposed to be cloned, okay? You know you're going to have some things you're going through. So you will come across people that don't believe in your calling, and they will tell you to be like them, okay? And, ooh, this is so good. They will tell you it doesn't take all of that. But remember, especially as the remnant chosen, the following God, just following Jesus in general, you are a curse breaker, okay? You are birthing, because this is a time of revival, okay? I don't care what anybody says, anybody else say. God is because of the great divide, God is gathering his people. It's so crazy because I was talking with someone and they're spiritual, but they don't, it's not Jesus Christ spiritual, okay? It's still witchcraft, and I'm gonna just say it how it is. It's witchcraft, ancestry, tarot, all this other stuff. And they were saying how the great divide is happening or something, like for spiritual people to non-spiritual people, and they're waiting to wake up and all this other stuff. It's crazy how the devil will try to use the same thing that God, he's always a counterfeit, right? Like the devil is always a counterfeit. But I wanted to say it's more specific than spiritual people and non-spiritual people. This is God's people and not God's people, okay? This is a lot more specific than spiritual and non-spiritual, okay? It's so much greater than that. So God is showing who's on the firm foundation and who's on the sand, okay? So put his words into practice. This is the time. The revival is now. I need to say this part is a prophetic word. You are birthing a new generation. Okay, and this is for woman and man. I don't mean just like a physical birth, like a baby. So for a man too, your womb, you have something that God wants you to birth. It's something. It doesn't have to, like I say, it's not it doesn't have to actually be a baby. However, for some it will be a baby, and that baby is doing something big in the earth. Okay, that's why the enemy keeps fighting all these marriages that are coming together, that God is trying to come together, trying to bring together. The devil keeps fighting it all he can. So stay prayed up. Stay prayed up. If you got to learn how to speak in tongues, I know sometimes it takes a little long. Ask God for the ability. And sometimes you got to, like, I know this is kind of off topic. Side note, when you start speaking in tongues, if you don't know how to, ask God, Lord, pour your spirit out over me. And he will show you if it's in his will. Like, he will show you how to do that. Sometimes, or at least the first time when I started speaking in tongues, I wanted to so bad. I wanted to so bad. I had the desire to, but I didn't know what to do. And I didn't want to sound stupid. But that was the enemy saying, you're going to sound stupid. You're going to sound dumb. But you know you can't talk in no tongues. That's the devil. Okay? That's the devil. God literally, I remember driving down the road and God said, say something. Like anything. Just make a noise. Baby. And I just started making a noise. And sometimes it sounds like goo goo gaga. Like sometimes it's like you're talking like a baby. But that's why you're in your intimate, like your intimacy is just with you and God. You ain't got to worry about nobody judging you. That's why you stay in your secret place and you build those gifts. God will give you those gifts if it's, your desire and in God's will. But no, you are birthing a new generation, okay? This is a revival of God's people. He is patient with the end times because he wants us all to get it right. It says that he wants none to perish, okay? He is patient, okay? He wants us all to get it right. Your room, and the reason why I say, that's what I want to say. The reason why I say that people will tell you to be like them and you better not listen to them is because your womb is not carrying what the past generations have carried. Okay? Your womb is not carrying what the past generations have carried. And I was listening to, I knew this was like a now word because God had Bishop Kevin, I hope his name is Kevin Wallace. Bishop Kevin Wallace preaching at Transformation Church. And he spoke on the first chapter of Luke. And it was the birth of John the Baptist. Zechariah and Elizabeth. No, when they gave birth to John the Baptist was nothing like Zechariah or the past generations. He was nothing like the past generations. The people, his family and friends that came over to see the birth wanted to call him Zechariah, wanted to call him a junior, right? But Zechariah and Elizabeth, when they had the encounter with the angel, he said his name will be John because he's different. Okay, he's different. You can't be, he's not a regular junior. Okay, this is a whole nother generation. Zechariah and Elizabeth, they kept the Jewish law. John the Baptist, he kept the Jewish law, yes, but he was preaching the kingdom is to come. Okay, the kingdom is coming. Okay, that's what he was preaching. He was something different. This is a revival. This is a revival. This is the kingdom is returning. That's what I've been saying. The kingdom is returning, okay? So we got to get it right. But I wanted to talk. I wrote my notes on my phone. I wanted to say, like, because you are birthing something completely different, the devil is using everybody, okay? Because you are birthing something different. These are like the days of Herod, when John the Baptist was born, and Jesus, okay? This is like the days of Herod. But you are to remain righteous and faithful and blameless for the Lord. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord, okay? Remain that way, no matter what society is saying. Serve God, because you got to realize when the older generations or people who came before you, whatever, when they come to you and say, oh, you ain't got to do all of that and da 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 da, and you know what God told you, guess what? You will be killing your own generation if you listen to them. Like, you will be killing your later generations listening to them. This is for your children and your children's children. You are breaking curses when you follow Jesus, okay? You are breaking curses. And I talked about this in the past video, in literally the video that I just posted other than this one, where I'm kind of saying the same thing. But they will accuse you even though they see you being healed. For me, I'm very transparent. I've always talked about it. I had depression and anxiety for as long as I can remember. I was always chased by depression and anxiety. I had dreams when I was younger that there was like an evil man always chasing me, but he could usually, for the most part, never catch up with me. But I was always running, and it would be like many halls, and like I've had that dream repeatedly, like repetitively, where I'm like running through like halls, and it would be like a crazy like house, and then there's like an evil person chasing after me. But he could never catch me. And so I've always had depression and anxiety since as long as I can remember, as early as the age of 5, because I was in kindergarten even with self-esteem issues. And I grew up a bigger kid, so it was kind of like an insecurity thing. And so I tried growing up as a teen. I was depressed. Like growing up as a teen, I went to college for a year. I dropped out because I was terribly depressed and miserable. So when I was an adult, I tried it. Like I tried everything to find peace. Like I did try it. I tried weed. I tried alcohol. I tried pills and medicine. Edibles used to be my favorite. I'm gonna be upfront, transparent with you. Edibles used to be my favorite thing. Edibles used to be my favorite thing. Bro, them brownies, look, them used to be my favorite thing. For medicine, I used to love NyQuil. Cherry flavored NyQuil, baby. I will put me to sleep. I loved to be asleep because it was anything to stop the pain. And I even said this, a lot of people who are depressed and who are suicidal, they don't want to actually die. They just want the pain to stop. And I pray that this video is not taken down because this is a genuine and open but transparent talk. And so if you've listened to my testimony story, you know God completely healed me. Like he saved me supernaturally. Like when I started taking medicine for my depression and I actually started healing and I was like a normal person and I was talking and happy and laughing with people, like the devil was mad. Them demons had to get out of me and they were mad. So like they came bamming on the front door of my house, my dad's house really, but I was living here. Came bamming on the front door. God poured his spirit out over my dad. My dad started speaking in tongues. This happened all at 4:40 a.m. in the morning. I could talk about this forever and ever because I still can't believe it. And then after my dad was done praying, that's when the bamming stopped. God was able to put me back to sleep. And then I woke up. I asked my dad what was happening. He ain't even know. I had to go to my mom's house. And I was like, Mama, I don't know what to do. She told me to read Psalms 23. Day and night I read Psalms 23 and I never had another dream. I never had another the demonic encounter. Nothing. And I was still on medication, so it wasn't hallucinations or anything like that. I could tell you up front, God was giving me dreams of angels and demons to show me that he was literally protecting me after I started healing mentally. Because as you know, I mean, me being on YouTube, I am a prophetic voice. So the devil tried to fill my head with so many voices when I was younger. So I couldn't hear God's voice. But every time I wanted to end my own life, I heard God say, it's going to get better. And that's the only, and I used to hate myself because I was like, why am I so hopeful? I thought it was me. I thought it was me. But it was actually God saying, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. And I hated myself because I was literally like, why am I so hopeful? Why do I keep going? It was God. And I wasn't even walking with him, and I don't deserve it. And I love him so. But that's why I say, I tried it. I tried it. I tried men, sex. I tried it. I tried to find peace elsewhere, and I couldn't find it. And then when God called me that way, that night, when I finally actually was like, this is real. When I knew that God actually had something big for me to do. He really blessed me with peace. Now, of course, this has been a year growing in peace, but he has showed me that I need nothing else but him. I need nothing else but him. Baby, I can't make this up. I could cry right now because y'all, like, people don't understand unless you've actually been like chemically depressed. Like, I mean, chemically depressed. I'm not talking about seasonal depression where it's waving in and out. I'm talking about literally wanting to end your own life. I mean, just you feel useless. Like, you just want the pain to stop. Like, I cannot make this up. And there are still people who look at me, who have known me since a child, and will look at me and still say, it don't take all that. What? Baby, don't come for me. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do it. Like, everything that God took me through, you may not have done what I done did. So you don't know how God can move. But what he did for me, baby, he get all the praise, all the worship. I'ma be loud. You know what I'm saying? So don't let them steal your peace. You know what God healed you from. You know what God did for you. Stay loud about it. Because God is doing a revival. Okay, God is doing a revival. It may seem crazy. I don't know what it is that God may be doing for you, but God, I know for me, God doing some crazy stuff, and I'm like, baby, Lord, I don't know if I can do this, but he gives me the grace to do it, and he will continue to give you the grace to do it. It may sound crazy. Listen to me. It may sound crazy, but keep going. Keep going. He's got you. He's got you. It doesn't matter. As long as you're doing it in the name of the Lord, you know what he spoke over you. You know what he spoke over you. I'm going to just cut it short right there. I'm going to just cut it off right there. I love you, because I've already said this kind of in the last video. I love you. So if you feel led, it helps me immensely because I am still going through financial trouble. But I know God is taking care of me. He's always been good to me. So it's not like I'm worried about anything. But if you are led to sow, I am very, 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 very grateful. And God will bless you for it. God will bless you for it. Because he's even blessed my family for helping me in this season. And that's something that the devil stole from me. So it's recompense. It's recompense and restoration. So he is using that in this hour. And I pray that he touches someone else too. But that is all, and I will see you in the next video. I hope to be back soon because I do actually enjoy doing YouTube videos. Sometimes I'm a little tired, but when I'm doing it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. But yeah, I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.